We're back. It's me, JT,
Mike B,
and we're here with a new show. Well, it's not a new show. It's I guess a premiere.
Season premiere.
Season premiere of
season 2, I believe.
Yes, because we saw. Well, I saw clips of it last year. But the name of the show is Iyanla Fix My Whatever. Because usually they have it's like Fix My Life, but usually they always have like Fix My Husband, Fix My Wife, Fix My Kids, Fix My career.
Oh, do they?
You know it's basically like it's Fix My Life, but I think I started that wrong for y'all. That ain't gonna seem like I confused y'all and me at the same damn time. So it's Iyanla Fix My Life. It's with our brother Earl Simmons. Get a grip. as the the hip hop world know him as DMX.
DMX.
Brother Earl, as she say, has been going through some problems late. Well, I can't say lately. These past few years, goddamn it, because all you see is him going to jail and getting arrested and going to court, and the same pattern. He popped up on one of them MTV shows, the couples therapy type show with him and his ex-wife. Oh, they still married, him and his wife, but they estranged. They had like a year or two ago. Was it called
couples therapy?
I think it was couples therapy, and they were on that show. I watched a couple of. He broke down on that one too. I get that didn't work. He tried the white folk, so now he going to the black folk for him. So
who was the doctor on there?
Iyanla.
No, who was?
Oh, the couples therapy.
Yeah,
I think it was some.
Did he try?
Lady.
He even tried Dr. Drew. For some reason, I thought that couples therapy show. I thought it was about like just sex therapy.
No, they would have called it sex therapy. Goddamn.
Moving on.
But yeah, he did that show with his wife, and that's when we saw oh yeah, Earl has some problems. Some emotional baggage from his childhood. We found out that his mother sent him to an orphanage. She said she really couldn't, I guess, handle him and whatnot. At all of this, they never say like where the daddy is. Like, did they?
I don't.
She
recall.
never did ask him about the daddy, did she?
Maybe that was one of the conversations he felt should be off limits. Maybe he doesn't know. Well, maybe they didn't talk about. I don't remember him. I don't remember him even mentioning
his father. And that's the problem, America. Where the daddies?
That's a good question.
And so he's on the show. They start off with her and DMX. We're gonna call him Brother Earl. Brother Earl sitting down, I guess, the at a studio, and she's basically asking the questions and all this. It started off with him and his grandmother. I think they was talking about like who cares about you or some deal like that.
Yeah, I don't know if she was just asking like who cares about you, but she was basically trying to figure out
the wife first, and then it grew into the grandma. She was like, "What was your best relationship and your
best and worst?"
And it was the wife all together. He was like it was the best, and it became the worst. Relationship that he ever had with anybody.
But she was really just trying to like get a feel for what's going on. How did he get to where he is? And like almost every story he told, he broke down crying. Like everything, either like it was just so much like emotional baggage. Just he was either hurt, it was pain, it was just anger, frustration, and like he couldn't get through any story without breaking down crying. And it's like, okay, maybe we're gonna get somewhere because he's holding on to all of this stuff, and just hopefully he's just like ready to release it.
The whole.
But from what I was getting from what he was saying, he thrives on the pain, which was kind of confusing to her.
She because he was like He said it's like it will help him.
Yeah, because he never wants to forget the pain, because like once he sees himself going down a path that caused him pain before, it becomes a deterrent for him. But I'm thinking probably the same thing what Iyanla was thinking. Yeah. Well, why
where
that hasn't helped?
Yeah, you still going to court.
You still doing the same shit over and over. Yeah,
it's just the same. So like, where's the
and it was almost as if this show was like, we thought it was going to be about us trying to fix DMX's life, but I felt like he thought it was going to be about them trying to fix his issue with being a womanizer. Did you get that? Like, I felt like once we started getting into it
different,
from a different perspective, really, he's thinking that we're going to try to figure out why I have so many issues with women. He's controlling. He doesn't really respect them as much as he should. But I felt like Iyanla's questions were trying to get to the root cause of just him and his issues with him and life, and he wasn't ready for that.
He still has I wouldn't. How should I put it? Like a unmature mind.
Immature.
Oh, yeah.
How can I put this? Wrong. But like it was frustrating how like you just watching him, because I'm all in. I'm trying to support him. I'm like, hey, we gonna get somewhere, because we've all seen him in the media and how like mugshot after mugshot after mugshot, and she's like, well, like, do you have some type of fascination with incarceration? And he's like, I don't have a problem with it. I'm cool with being incarcerated.
I get 3 meals a day. I got somewhere to sleep.
Who says that? And I'm like, only somebody that's broken, that's hurt, says stuff like that. Think that it's okay to be incarcerated, locked up, away from your family. Now, the good thing about, I can't even say the good thing about it. I was going to say that maybe this is like a time when he's incarcerated, he doesn't have the access to the drugs or whatever that helps keep him.
That's where the drugs are.
See, that's what I was about to say, but then I realized that you can get anything while you're locked up that you can get out on the streets. So plus he's DMX, so you got people in there really trying to get him. I'm trying to impress this, because when I get out, I got me a.
You always got that dude, that serves everybody, that want to get good, good with everybody. I can get you this, I can get you that, and so it was just. I think the turning point, what gave him the attitude, was when you said, when he thought it was just womanizing and all that mess. When he saw his mug shots, and he like, oh, okay, this is something different. you want to get into the real
because he's
shit.
like, I didn't go to jail for beating on no woman. Like how did? So he's like, it's over. I'm not here for this. He was saying like he felt disrespected, and
somebody lied to him. I guess
somebody may have lied to him, but I didn't see anything wrong with any of the questions that she was asking.
Oh,
no. It was only
but I think that nothing wrong with what she did. But I think he just came into it with a different understanding of what was going on.
And
he didn't know about his son going to be there. They didn't tell him that until he was there.
Well, now his son may not have, like, that probably wasn't part of the plan at all to begin with. But
they had cameras and the boy there.
Well, I know, because they were talking to DMX and his family. But I'm saying that probably came as an after effect of the blow up.
This is TV,
because
they already had that in the notes.
Well, she asked him about his relationship with the wife, and then his relationship with his son, and then find out that he doesn't have a relationship with his son. He would like to have a relationship with his son, so why not, make that a part of this healing process?
Well, I'm saying, she sat down with the boy, so I mean, he was already there, so I think it was just a plus for them. Good TV, let's sit down, let's have them two handle it out. I mean, if he gets help, of course, but I don't think that was their initial thing, just happen to bring him in. I think that was already part of the plan.
It may have been, but it would make sense to me for that to be part of the plan.
Oh, of course.
They also sat down and talked with the
baby mama, his wife.
Yeah, they refer to her like, is it ex-wife?
No,
like, are they going through a divorce? Or they separated?
They separated.
Okay, they were talking to her, and Iyanla kind of helped her see her part, and
because her daddy issues.
But she didn't realize it. I guess her daddy used to beat on her mama or abuse her mama, maybe verbally.
He did drugs.
Was it?
That was the reason.
That?
You remember? She said,
and
now you went to this,
and you married your father.
Yeah, and you became his mama. Basically
taking care. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I didn't know if it was a drug issue. That was the connection. I thought that was a abuse issue.
Because you remember, she said he was all right, and then I think it was a point in time like her mama died or something, and her daddy or something. But I know he like started using drugs and all that, and just went downhill. And her word deteriorate.
But she also, started living this they started living this lavish lifestyle together. So
she basically told her you would hone yourself for that lifestyle,
right? And she couldn't deny that.
She got sold a dream, and she laid in the bed and went to sleep. And so that's what happens with a lot of young ladies. Dudes sell them a lot of dreams, and they don't know. They going into a deep nightmare.
Now, what was the son's issue with DMX? Like, why was
the way that he treated his mother? That was his main issue, and the womanizing. Mm-hmm. That he saw him with women and all that, and he was like, kid, fathers shouldn't do that. Around their kids. You married to my mother. I don't want to see that. He's like, we'd be in the studio, and he's like, if I kiss somebody, he try to make an excuse. If I'm kissing somebody, that don't mean I'm. And that's just an excuse. You're like, nah, dog, come on now.
He was like, everybody kisses.
Yeah.
But like one of the turning points of like with the son was when Iyanla was talking to the son, and like I just knew that the son, he like, sure, I want to meet with my dad, I want to talk to him, but I just knew the only reason he wanted to talk to him so he could basically just tell him how effed up he is, and how you jacked up my life, and how you ain't shit, and you ain't gonna never be shit. Your mama, like that kind of stuff. But I appreciated how Iyanla saw that's where he was going with it, and basically
backed up.
She turned him.
Yeah, because she already knew that if he came in doing that, Earl would have shut down quick, and probably would have left without the little
with nothing, the little we got, yeah.
It was a little break. It was a little breakthrough. I can see. I think he has a more understanding about his son. But I get what he's talking about too, about his son not wanting a relationship. He said before all of this, he said even before when you were little, you didn't even want to talk to me. Before
oh, this is
he said you just never really had nothing to do with
DMX, and his son actually got to sit down and talk.
Yeah.
And this is what his son was saying. No, that was DMX that was saying that. He was saying he wanted a relationship, but he's like, I try to approach you with different things, just how you doing, what's going on in your life. And the son was like, everything cool, whatever. He was just cold, but as we learned earlier, it was because of his anger he had towards his father, because of the way he treated his mom, and then what he portrayed. And I'm sure what he saw in the media and stuff like that had something to do with it. And DMX, like, the only time he called me was for some money. We can't sit and have a conversation. We can't talk on the phone and have a conversation that goes anywhere.
Yeah, we need some money. Like, hold up, what? How you doing? What's going on?
Like, what father wants to hear that from their son? Where I felt like I ain't did anything towards you personally. You may not have liked the way I talked to your mom or the way I treated your mom, but I made sure that I never talked to you or treated you that way. Mm-hmm. But the son was like, it was so much tension and so much anger and aggression in the house that
he just didn't want nothing to do with him.
Right. He was like, he felt little. Like, he felt like he was intimidated by his father. And, I felt like that's common. Mm-hmm. Because, it's your father. He's supposed to have that commanding presence in the house. But when he's going at your mom, then that's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. That changes your viewpoint of him. And it went, from bad to worse, to where they wasn't talking at all. Mm-hmm. So, now Iyanla got them in the room, and they're actually trying to have a conversation, and Iyanla's trying to mediate, And DMX is like, you know, he wants to talk to his son. He don't give a damn about her being here. Hopefully he wants her to leave. He just wants like, hey, I ain't got to talk to this little nigga in so long.
Yeah.
So you know
that time.
Forget what you talking about. You know, you ain't even here to me. I know this is your show, but you I don't care about that right now. My boy is actually sitting down and having a conversation with me. I'm loving this here. So
this dinner table, but I need you to get up while we eat.
Yeah, and, you know, you gonna eat that steak because I got it. You know, and it was very, very, very disrespectful the way he was talking to her, and that kind of reminded or showed me kind of what the son was talking about. Mm-hmm. You know, because the son was basically getting back into his shell. Almost everything. Every time his dad went off on Iyanla, you know, because he pissed off that she's even talking. You know, I saw probably what the son saw at the home.
Like he don't want him approach him now. You know?
Right. And he's clamming back up, but you know I think Iyanla helped him get enough courage to say what he needed to say to his father for his own personal healing. And they did make a little bit of a breakthrough because you know they hugged it out and they got to talk. And he played, and I don't know about that song, you know.
The song was about the daddy.
The song was about the daddy, but I'm saying I don't know if he sounded all right.
He sounded all right to me.
No, did he?
You know, he sounded like one of those.
He sounded like a country. Was it country?
Nah, it didn't sound like it. It sounded just like regular rock.
Okay.
You know, he didn't have no twang or nothing.
He didn't have no twang.
But you know, it wasn't soulful, if you want to say it like that.
It wasn't soulful, but you could tell that it had a lot of meaning for him.
Yeah, you know, a lot of emotion. What do you say? I scraped my heart, or I scraped
my brain to make room for you, or something like that. It was deep. And so,
too deep, man.
You know, at this point, they still loving each other. Mm-hmm. You know, they still glad that they can even be a part of each other's life. But this, I think, the blow up, the first blow up happened before that. Because this is when he came back and he played the guitar.
That's when he cussed out and left. But then when they came back, that's when he played the guitar.
Yeah, but he cussed her out just because she kept.
That was at the very end. That was the very end.
No,
because remember, I thought the show was almost over.
But
and
wait,
I almost got pissed.
I haven't said yet what I'm talking about. She was talking and she kept trying to mediate. And so DMX he got fed up with her talking. He's like, I'm trying to talk to my boy. He was like, F this, and he left. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know, they talked him down. And didn't know that he sent in another lady, a friend of the family. I think they described her. Sent her in, and she basically was the second mediator. And DMX was like, I wouldn't call that an apology. He came in, he said some words.
I mean, he said
he said I apologize.
Well, hell.
But you know, he wasn't
sorry.
It
was his apology.
It was some words. And then the lady came because it was so much anger in it. You know, if you're gonna apologize, be sincere about it.
How you know that wasn't his sincerity though?
If that's his sincerity, he's an asshole.
Well, no, that's just how he handled it.
No, but
people don't say sorry the same way.
But you can.
You can accept it or not.
Right, and she
was quiet because she kept her mouth shut.
She wasn't fucked up. She was like, I'm through with this nigga, really. I'm through with his antics. You know, I'm through with him. Did I cuss? Excuse my language. You know, if I did, you know, I try to remain holy.
Lying on that.
But then, you know, he stormed off. They sent in his little mediator. DMX wanted her to be in the room with them, and Iyanla said, you know, even though this is my show, I vow not to say anything.
That pissed her off because when somebody laugh and grin, she was like, "Ha ha! I'm gonna be quiet." I'm like, "Oh yeah," she's pissed off because she got to be quiet. and that's her problem too.
But she did. She stayed quiet. You know, during that second half of the meeting, and that's when the son, you know, played the guitar or whatever. But after that, the son was like,
he had a condition.
He said he wanted to have a relationship with DMX, but he wanted to have a healthy relationship in which DMX was clean and, you know, got off the drugs. And DMX was like, you don't get to if you're gonna love me, then love me for me. If you want to have a relationship with me, then let it be without conditions. If you want to come with these conditions, then forget it. I don't want it. I'm not here for that. He's like, I'm out. He's like, I see you. See you at the funeral. And then the son, he was like trying to give the son a hug, and he was like, we can't dap to that shit at the funeral. And so the son got emotional. It was like, you won't even try. That makes no sense. You would rather continue to do your drugs, continue to go down this path that's leading you to destruction, than have a healthy relationship with me, your son, your oldest, your first boy that you were so proud about just like 30 minutes ago. Or a healthy relationship with your family, with your friends.
That's what drug addicts, they can't do it for the fam now.
Yeah, they have to want to do it for themselves. And he told us multiple times that he didn't want to do that. Weed. I think earlier in the show, Iyanla asked him can you see yourself giving up the weed and whatever? And he was like, not now, because that's not what he wants to do. That's not where he is. So it's going to take a life-changing event that wakes him up. This just wasn't it.
What it is?
This wasn't it.
Today wasn't the day. Today wasn't the day.
Because after that little altercation, his son gave him that condition. He was like deuces, and he left. And it was sad to see, because you almost saw regret in the little boys. Well, he was like what, 21, 20, something like that. You almost saw regret in his face for even bringing up the condition, but you also felt that that's what he needed to do. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want this drug addict father, because that's all he's seen most of his life. And you see where they are now. You see where our relationship is now. Let's try something different. And that just he wasn't ready for that. So I mean, what can you do?
Maybe they'll have Iyanla fix my life again.
Iyanla, I'm sorry. Can you give me a second chance?
30 days later, a year later. I don't know.
I don't know. But it's sad. That show was so sad to me, because to see somebody that I don't know DMX, but I've been around long enough to know who he is, and he's been around most of my life, and to just see him just be so angry and so destructive within his own self, that I don't know, that bothered me.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And he just seemed like he was high on the show. Remember I pointed out that scene where he was just like,
he was just moving
sleep.
too much.
Like just eyes just kind of
fidgety. He'll go down. Then when she said, he was like this, "Y'all, you on drugs? Huh?" It was like, oh. That tells it all.
It was sad. And it's like he denied it. If he wasn't on drugs, he was on something. And I don't know what that something is that's different than drugs, that make have the same symptoms as drugs.
Well, let's hope Brother Earl
gets it together.
Gets his life together. We don't know what else to he been on 2 shows. Well,
maybe he needs to go to church.
Maybe he do. He always says his prayers on every album.
Yeah, every album, at least one
maybe
prayer.
He need to go ahead and actually read and listen to his prayers.
But I think it's gonna take him getting off drugs at this point.
Yeah,
because evidently he can't manage.
Jesus. But until then, I don't know if I guess is that our only show for her show? I guess we can do another show and see what goes on. Yeah. Hopefully, it gives us something else. But that drew us in, the old Earl Simmons. But let's hope, again, that he gets help. If you want somebody to be free from drugs, what's the number might be?
1-800-FREE-FROM-DRUGS.
And there you go.